What's going on, youth workers? This is Jeremy from Rockstar Youth Ministry, where we teach you how to lead youth effectively and rock on. Today we're going to be talking about 7 things all Rockstar youth pastors must do. So getting fired for the glory of God, one of my favorites, who I would argue is probably the grandfather of youth ministry, Mike Yaconelli, in his book. If you don't have this book, I highly recommend it. It's his collected words for youth workers. In this book, Getting Fired for the Glory of God, he says Jesus' programs of discipleships were simple. Hang out with the disciples, let them see you are at your best and worst. Spend lots of time alone, teach truths that none of your disciples can grasp at the moment, avoid crowds, go slowly, spend hours in solitude, don't worry about opposition, ignore criticism, and don't expect immediate results. It's on page 55. I love Mike. And Mike in the book argues that there's 7 things every Rockstar youth pastor must do. So let's get started. Number 1, write into your youth ministry job description, time alone with Jesus, because we all know what you're attached to brings contentment. So when people are coming at you, your critics are coming at you, you have conflict, you know where to go and where your identity falls because you're connected with God. In fact, Warren Buffett, an amazing individual, awesome leader, has a lot of really good leadership tactical quotes, and one of my favorite quotes is, he says, "I insist on a lot of time being spent almost every day to just sit and think. This is very uncommon in America. I read and think. So I do more reading and thinking and make less impulse decisions that most people do. I do it because I like this life." Number 2, ask for a book budget that's separate from your youth ministry book budget, right? So, our church expects us, obviously we've heard over and over, readers are readers. So we always kind of get stuck in all the church ministry kind of books, but what about books that can maybe help us personal development, our leadership development? My 2 favorite that I would recommend, hands down, is Henry Nouwen, In the Name of Jesus, The Reflection on Christian Leadership. This is a book I read every year. It's really compact, it's super simple, it's so reflective, and it's so rooted in such a deep theological push that Henry Nouwen really kind of gets after. So the link in that book's going to be in this video's description. And then Extreme Ownership, How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win. Jocko's one of my favorites. This book really teaches you how to take ownership, take responsibility. His point is discipline equals freedom. He gives so many examples, but you are going to grow tremendously if you read this book by Jocko. Again, that link will be in this video's description. Number 3, suggest that the staff get together weekly or even daily for communion to help everybody remember their calling. Again, communion's amazing. It means that we come with God and we remember what He's done for us. It's so easy to forget what we're supposed to remember, and we remember what we're supposed to forget, right? So communion helps us kind of keep on track, remembering for why we do what we do. 4, find a wise older person who will agree to meet with you regularly to help you listen to what God is saying in your life. This is huge. You need someone, I would say you need someone below you, alongside you, and more importantly, ahead of you, that can really understand who you are, where you're going, your strengths and your weaknesses. Here's a picture of me with my guy that's ahead of me, Cease. I love this guy. I meet with him. He just asks me such great questions about how I'm really doing, how the ministry's doing. His 3 things is, Jeremy, how are you loving yourself? Are you accepting yourself? Are you forgiving yourself? So I just love this man because he just always is keeping me on track. So number 5, journal regularly. This is huge. You got to capture and reflect on everything you're learning, your observations. This is key because once you absorb and you learn and you observe, you have to put it on paper or a digital document, and that's how you keep growing. Here's kind of what my journals look like. I got this idea from a Navy pilot. It's kind of like his little kind of pilot book. I kind of zip, and I have all my notes and everything in there that I keep. I collect documents that are really important to me, and I'm always thinking, refining. It's super simple, super easy. So I'm going to put that link in the video description too, of kind of my little pocket manual. 6, ask the staff to brainstorm ways to increase the percentage of time during staff meetings spent talking about their relationship with Jesus. Again, how is Jesus moving and grooving in your ministry, in your church? Again, it's important to talk about all the church business and what's going on, calendaring, planning, strategic planning, all that great stuff, right? But they have to have a high percentage of talking about how Jesus is impacting and encountering and how people are experiencing that, and it really helps kind of pull away from the kind of the daily church grind on that. And the last is suggest that the staff have annual spiritual retreats. Again, I cannot stress this enough. Teamwork always makes the dream work. If you guys are on, you're eating together, food over time. It helps build that connection, and everyone kind of really starts to like, because people are going to feel that with your staff. If you guys are meeting together, you're grooving together, people are going to feel that in your church conversation. So make sure that you're having these conversations when you or the staff are getting away. So these 7 things really help us stop us from not getting pulled into the church politic games and reminds us why we got in youth ministry. So think about these 7 things, because keep grinding and keep getting after it and lead on so you can rock well.